Hey Capricorn, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works and we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength on this reading or storyline, check your other major placements. They are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus at times is included in those. And I'm going to try to remember to post pictures of the spread at the end. All right, we're going to start with the Oracle Mystical Moments deck for an intuitive vibe of where we're going this lovely day. We're going a long way. If you need a commitment to something. All right, we've got a long way home. You've made a commitment to something, you've upped anchor, you've prepared, and you're ready to go. You might have a companion here at some distance, but you are ready to go. You've already committed to this process. What happens next is out of your hands, because this is a balloon. And a balloon is a vehicle of surrender. So surrendering to the flow of the universe, the will of spirit. You're going to go a long way. This is a big project. This isn't like I'm going to, install a sink this weekend. This is like, I'm going to build a house level of project as a metaphor, right? It's a long way home. So you're doing something kind of big and it's going to take a long time and you're going to have to get comfortable with the uncertainty, with things being up in the air. You're going to have to get comfortable with this because you're not landing for a really long time. You pulled up anchor, you made this commitment, and it's going to be a long process. It's a big, long journey. So you might as well get home with, start feeling at home with things being up in the air, start feeling at home with things being uncertain, and with a lack of control. You chose to take a balloon. So that's very different than a car. You don't get a say. It's the wind that gets a lot of say now. It's whatever happens next is out of your hands. And so this is a card about becoming comfortable with uncertainty, which is very difficult for most of us, but which is so funny to me. Why is it so difficult? We're born into uncertainty. Our every day is uncertain. Why do we have so much difficulty with the uncertainty of just being alive? There's no guarantees here. There never have been. We all know this. I don't understand why it's such a natural state of being, and being alive is always so uncomfortable for us. And, not always, but we have moments where we're comfortable with the uncertainty, where we can surrender to the unknown. But it seems just so funny, since that is the nature of life. We seem at times poorly suited for it. But maybe that's what we're here to learn. Part of what we're learning in our lifetimes here is to letting go into uncertainty and surrendering to forces larger than us. But your choice here, you made. It's not like you didn't have choices. You made choices. You made a commitment. It's going to be a long, long, uncertain path ahead. And then you have this Bloom card. So this is sort of this is my psychic communication, my intuition card. You're listening to the sort of crackling background noise of the universe. You are hearing things. This all may have started with, oh my gosh, there's a lot of focus, and even though there's uncertainty, there's clarity. And you're listening, and you're understanding things, and you're seeing things, and you're seeing through things. Seeing through the bullshit, seeing to the backstage of life, all the ropes and how things are connected and interconnected, all the curtain ropes and prop ropes and all that backstage. You're getting a glimpse into that, what's behind everything, not in a conspiracy way, but in a way where you're starting to understand the interconnectedness of everything. It's coming in very quickly. You're sort of getting all of this understanding and communication and understanding, I think, who you are too. I think there's we all have a sense of understanding, but you are going to be having a sudden understanding of who you are and what you're here to do. So that's this card, Bloom. Look at the, I don't think this camera's going to pick up the intensity in her eyes the way I did, but she is seeing something, and she is certain. She is very clear on what she sees. Her understanding is very clear. All right, Capricorn. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Looks like in your recent past, you've been in a position, maybe a position of power. You have Two of Wands here. This is an office general. He's dealing with reality. He's got his abacus out and he's making calculations. He's figuring out what ship he's down there. He's looking at his ships. So he's looking at what is. So it's Two of Wands, which is all about inspiration, intuition, sexuality, right? But in the two, we're assessing the world. We're assessing things. We're not necessarily into our intuition. It's off to the side here. But we're very focused on what is, what exists, what's real, all of that. Making calculations. This can be I'm not opposed to this card. This card can be very good. Just because you're not in your intuition doesn't mean that you're wrong. Because intuition is very important, but then there's also, once we get the inspiration and the intuition here, we do have to make a lot of real life calculations and practical calculations. So in the past, you've been very practical, very reality based. What do I see? What's here? Very logical and very practical. In your current situation, we have the Nine of Wands. This is Wounded Warrior. This is, so you've suffered some kind of wound, possibly with your attempt to be overly practical. You've suffered some kind of wound. This can be an internal wound as far as like to your psyche, to your heart, to your ability to think through things. Maybe you can't think through things the same way you used to. Something's come in and clouded it. Maybe your intuition's come in and is like, well, guess what? This way is not going to work anymore. So, because I see this is a bit of what the head injury, traumatic brain injury path can be, where the logic gets taken out and you can no longer do the logic. And I always see a head injury here. That could just be me and my history, but I always see a head injury here where and in this situation next to this Two of Wands, I'm seeing that the logic isn't working anymore. Something's knocked out the logic and you have to cling to your intuition and you don't necessarily like it. You have to keep fighting for what you want, keep fighting for what, but you're tired, you're worn out, old methods aren't working anymore, you've got to come up with something else. But yeah, you're tired and you're still going to stand your ground and you still got to be out here. You'd like to go take a vacation, you'd like to quit and get discharged from this battle, but you can't. So you're still here, sort of maybe a little bit bitter, maybe a little bit frustrated about having to still fight these battles and be here, and why can't you go home? But I also do see this, like, logic only takes you so far, and now you're in this different zone and you really don't like it. You really don't like where you're at right now. And the things you're having to do right now and the things you're having to face and fight for, and you're a little bit tired and exhausted and would like to take a break. Sometimes, vacations are really good. People are always like, you should build a life that you don't have to take a vacation from. But for me, I'll always need a vacation no matter how fabulous my life gets, because I need variety. I need to break it up. I need to go see something else. I need to experience something else. I need to have adventures. I need to do something else. It's not about like not liking my life, and then therefore, like if I really loved my life, I would do the same thing over and over again every single day. I think that's psycho. I couldn't do that. I can't live like that. I have a need for variety that does not allow for too much routine. So, but this is the wounded warrior here, and this is wanting to quit, wanting to take a vacation, possibly even from your own mind and your own ideas and the way you work and the way you operate in the world, just wanting to take a break and a vacation. In your inner landscape, we have the King of Pentacles. So this is what you're hoping for. This is really something that you're thinking a lot about. This could be someone you're thinking a lot about, someone who has their money. But the King of Pentacles is very, he's got, you know, he's holding the purse strings for the entire kingdom, right? And he's got his money. He's very slow moving, very plodding. He's earned a lot over a lifetime, possibly made a lot of sacrifices early on, and has reaped fully deserved rewards. He can sometimes be a little bit of a worrier, and he's coming across as super tired today. He's tired, but look, he's got his wand here, right? Just like this guy. So they're both a little tired, but you're dreaming of getting some rewards for this fight, like that you're in right now, for this battle. You're hoping that there's going to be a reward at the end, that this is worth it, that it's worth it to keep fighting for this, and possibly even monetarily worth it, that you're going to get something out of it, that you're going to feel comfortable and secure, that you're going to get some security out of it, not just for you, but for your loved ones too, that there's going to be some security happening. That's what you're hoping for. What's at issue is this Ten of Swords. Well, the Ten of Swords reversed is typically these swords, the end of a battle coming very naturally, the end of this battle coming really naturally, and the swords, you know, gravity and nature just helping these swords fall out of your back. So in the upright we have very wounded, a long, arduous battle, but it's so long that they ran out of swords. I'm seeing a lot of battle energy here, and there's a lot of masculine energy here. I mean, here we've got a general, here we've got a wounded warrior, here we've got a king who's you know, in charge of the kingdom and keeping everybody safe and secure, and then we have this, the battle is over, and you may be having trouble letting go of it, like it's actually over. Like you think you might be still in fight mode, still thinking that you need to be fighting, but there's something about this that's over, and all it is requiring is for you to just let it go. But you're kind of not. You're kind of not quite ready to let it go. And there's some sort of issue about transitioning from being at war and being at battle to being at peace. There's something, it wants to happen naturally. Maybe you were expecting a big final to-do or something like that, but this ending wants to happen naturally, and for some reason that's an issue for somebody here. There's just a natural ending to pain and suffering coming in, and for whatever reason somebody's not allowing it, or it's winding down. The battle's winding down kind of all by itself. And you may not be seeing it or recognizing it. I'm trying to understand this card in this position. But this is the end of something that you need to allow the end to come in. In your environment, so the energy around you is this magician energy. This is very positive. The top row here of your past, present, your past and present, I mean, this all is like battle energy. And then we have this ending coming in here, needing to come in very naturally. And then the bottom row is all about healing. So we have this magician here having everything you need in order to make something happen. There's a dream that you have, and everything you need is in your environment. It can happen. Maybe someone in your environment is bringing something. So the magician is about manifesting something and magic and abracadabra, but really he's got the tools here, right? He's got all of these tools to bring what he wants into reality. So this isn't necessarily magic. Maybe it is. I don't tend to mess with magic ideas, but maybe you do, and maybe it is. But this can be just about bringing something in that you have everything you need. So around you is this like having what you need in order to make something happen, wanting to change something, wanting to make something happen, and actually being able to. So you have the ability to make a dream a reality right now. Yeah, again, we have a wand here in your hand. Something is in your hand that can change things. I feel like this is like your intuition, your power. You know, here you're clinging to your power, here your intuition. You have the Two of Wands, the Nine of Wands. Our King of Pentacles is holding a wand, and the Magician is holding a wand. So we have a lot of like, you know, and your intuition was put off to the side while you made a lot of calculations. Now you have it again. You have some sort of idea again. You have some sort of intuitive vibe about something. And you're not necessarily very enthusiastic about it right now, but you're hoping it's going to bring in some wealth or something. You're hopeful that you'll be victorious with a solid victory. And then here you have the Magician energy around you in your environment. Your to-do list. Your to-do list, this is a great to-do list. This is Three of Cups. Have a little party. This is singing, choir, sharing emotionally with our friends. So you're maybe a celebration, maybe a pouring out of your heart of these troubles that you've had. There's just needs to be a very deep, compassionate sharing with your friends, of flowing of that energy, of that spirit, of sharing and compassion and companionship. You need to host a party, or a socially distanced party, or you need to share. You need to call somebody up and share something about your struggles, something from the heart. You need to take the initiative on this. It is the cups, so it's emotional sharing. You need to, that's your to-do list, is to share what's been burdening you, what's been on your mind, what's been on your heart here. And then a possible outcome here is the Well. So this deck, this lovely deck, what is it called again? The Ethereal Visions deck. It has these 2 extra cards, and I don't always know what to do with them. But the Well, so I have a general idea, but they are a little unusual. So, and you probably haven't seen them before unless you've been watching my channel or someone else who uses this deck. So the Well is about returning to the source of life, returning. I mean, here you're tired and you want to quit. And here, if you share with others, if you do this Three of Cups, this emotional connecting and sharing, possibly even singing with other people, although singing does tend to put those particles out in the air. Here you have the Well, heading back to renewal, which you desperately wanted and needed. This renewal, heading back to the beginning. What initially inspired this journey? What renews you? What refreshes you? What refreshes your spirit? Looking out, maybe even looking to the past and looking about where you've come and where you'd like to go, and just heading back for renewal as you look at your past and look at where you've been and everything that's happened. Finding a sense of renewal. So you're going back to the beginning. You're looking at your past and how far you've come, and you're also going back. So you're going back to this like place where you find refreshment, renewal, renewed vision, a renewed, you know, the Well. And she's got incense here, so there's something very spiritual, a very spiritually giving place that's very special to you. And you go back there and you can assess your past and where you've been, this journey you've been on, this battle you've been through. You can assess that, but also find the rest and the rejuvenation that you need for your next trip. So I don't necessarily see you starting. I mean, you've got this. You've already started something, but you're going to be finding some renewal. Something back at the source, your origin story, something about your origins. You're going to be heading back there and finding a sense of renewal there. So that sounds very cool, but you need to be sharing with people and sharing deeply emotional things, as in singing and songs, because our songs are usually about emotional things. No one's singing songs about their budget. they're singing songs about their budget when it goes wrong and their budget when it goes right, but you don't usually like sing the spreadsheet. So this is about that deep emotional sharing. All right, Capricorn, I hope that that was useful and helpful for you, and thank you so much for your likes and your comments. I'd like to hear what you guys think and how you reacted to some of the things that come up in these readings. So, and I hope you have a great week.